to Birdsville, boys.
Big day's drive before meant we got into Innamincka quite late in the dark. We got in around 8 or 8:30 at night. We went straight to the hotel for dinner. Whilst there, I suggested to the guys to maybe stay at the hotel overnight, save ourselves setting up camp in the dark. But I couldn't convince them all, so we went to our campsite, set up, but in the rush we didn't get a chance to fill our cars up at the roadhouse. So in the morning we packed up our camp, headed back into town to fill up, get some breakfast. But when we got to the roadhouse, there was a little surprise waiting for us, which derailed our day quite a bit.
Just having a go.
What happened to the D-shackle?
Now what you got over here, Ryan? You got your D-shackle. Like I told you, when you're watching on a girl, going over the corrugations, you lose them, don't you? Yeah. Yeah. But what you meant to do... So we saved one just before we lost her. So what you meant to do is really tighten it up, really nip it right in, yeah? So that way she locks in, you go over the corrugations, it's done. You need to use a shackle, you got to, we lost that one, mate. We're learning.
That's what we take.
We didn't take pointers off Ronnie Dale, we heard them, but we didn't do them. And this is what happens, city slickers. Now, when you need to use it, you just back it off a touch, go for your life. When you're all done, travelling again, lock it right in, mate. That's how you save your shackles.
When we got back to Innamincka, we realised the disadvantage of having an unleaded engine in the outback. Basically, the roadhouse was out of unleaded fuel until the next morning, maybe the next afternoon. So that meant Ben could not fill up his patrol, and the nearest unleaded service station was either back down to Abora or up to Birdsville, which we were heading, and that was almost 350 kilometres away. But Ben only had 220 kilometres left in his tank, so rather than wait around, we decided to kick on and just wait till his tank runs out and perhaps throw you back some fuel. The story of Burke and Wills is both of tragedy and arrogance. Basically, the two of them set out from Melbourne to cross the continent to get to the northern tip of Australia. But they didn't listen to the local Aboriginal advice, and both met their demise not far from each other. And reading their story along the trip was quite eye-opening to the nature of the landscape.
Part of the new legend.
Yeah,
That's it. Not a happy ending.
What not to do.
Not a happy ending. But to be honest, Berg died from sort of malnutrition.
Yeah.
This was going to suffer a long time.
Yeah, but that's how he died. But how did he get there?
I'll keep him alive as long as I can.
Now wait, did you hear that? That's a V8 diesel.
There you go, where's Ben?
Sitting around at the dig tree, we were joking that maybe Ben should call NRMA to come ferry some fuel to him where he runs out. But whilst joking around, we realised it's actually not a bad idea. NRMA Premium Care, as long as you're on a gazetted road, they'll come and bring you some fuel. So we ended up using our satellite phone to call NRMA and have them meet us at Cordillo Downs with some fuel for Benny. And it worked.
Now.
What's the situation, boys?
Huh? Innamincka didn't have fuel.
Fuel consumption.
We're going to have to call NRMA.
Turn off for Batuta. Let's go see the boys at Batuta article.
Using a satellite phone and speaking with RMA made our day go a lot smoother. They arranged for us to collect unleaded fuel from Cordillo Down station, which meant we didn't have to ferry back fuel from Birdsville, and therefore just making our day go just a bit smoother. After Benny filled up his car at Cordillo Downs, we made our way up to Birdsville via the stony desert, which ended up being one of the hardest drives of the trip just because of the stones on the road. Anyway, trying to make camp before dark, but as usual, driving through the night and got to camp in the dark.
Oh, day 4, boys.
Day 4, mate.
Day 4, starting the Simpson crossing.
Military training, mate. Good morning.
Good morning. Great sunrise.
Ready for a big day?
Big day. Good sunrise.
Definitely. Good weather.
Good
New
weather.
adventures to come.
Winds are in our favour. The winds. It's a big plus.
Yeah.
For the pocket.
For the pocket. We've got backwind. So I'm planning to save about $15 today, hopefully.
$15 in the first hour.
Oh, let's hope so. Yesterday was a disaster. It was a disaster of a day.
No, it was great.
Running in red.
It was
Running in red
beautiful.
big time, mate. First day in Innamincka, you know, booked a room, chilled out.
Should have booked the hotel.
Running on empty, mate. Running on empty.
But it is what it is. You learn from mistakes of others, of course.
Yeah, that's it. As long as you're learning. Hey, Benny, what did you learn? What
We
did
should
you
have booked a room in Innamincka. There would have been petrol straight away first thing in the
learn? Is
morning.
that what you learned?
Yeah.
A little bit disappointed with Birdsville Hotel. The night before, because of the delay with the fuel, we were going to arrive in Birdsville by just before 8:30. So we thought we'll call ahead to the Birdsville Hotel. We're going to order ourselves a dinner over the phone, and we're happy to pay over the phone too. But some of the staff weren't happy to do that, and they said the kitchen closed at 8:30, even though we would arrive 1 or 2 minutes before 8:30 to collect our meals. But that wasn't to be, and meant that we had to cook our dinner in the dark. Yeah, so anyway, it was just a bit disappointing. Expected a little bit more country hospitality. As we prepared to enter the Simpson Desert, little do we know at this point that one of our cars was not going to make it to the camp tonight.
About to hit the road. Alrighty, boys, this is it. Start.
Oh, yeah.
Just got to Little Red.
That looks like Little Red, yeah.
Yeah, Little Red.
We're going to go up Little Red.
Yeah. Go a Little Red. Boys airing down.
Straight to the big one.
That's it, man.
What have we got, G? 23. What do you got, Teeks?
Got 16 at front,
Oh,
18 at back.
look how low it is, though.
soon after this video was taken, Benny went over the next couple of dunes a little bit too hard, and as he came down, it didn't feel right, and he heard and felt a clunking through his suspension and his steering wheel. So we pulled over to have a quick look. We couldn't see too much with the naked eye, but we knew something was wrong. So we decided the best course of action is to head back to Birdsville, since we were so close, and have a better look at it ourselves and with the mechanic. So that's what we did. We went back, and that's where we heard the bad news that Benny's suspension has gone through a strut, which meant that he couldn't continue through the Simpson. And he decided to head back to Sydney after that point, unfortunately leaving us, and meaning that Steve and I continued through with Glenn and Cheebs, and just without Benny and Milan, which was sad and unfortunate, but it is what it is. Day 5, the 4 of us pushed on through Air Creek and onto Poeppel Corner. So the first challenge of the day was to cross Air Creek. In August, when we went through, there was a 10-kilometre detour to cross Air Creek, which wasn't too bad.
Here at the Air River,
Air Creek.
Air Creek, there was a detour, so we had to come around the side, which is actually quite nice because we're following the river a bit. Beautiful spots.
Yeah, mine. I took the wrong angle there. Took that little slushy part.
Yeah, you went in from there.
And the car just dipped in a bit.
I liked it.
Got a bit hairy. Yeah, you got some dirt in your car still.